Hello world, this is Scott Savage. I've decided that I'm going to do my first video blog post because, well, I work at YouTube now, so I really should be embracing the 21st century with video. I've been writing blog posts for a while now, but I think this is worth a shot to see how it goes. I guess it makes a bit more effort in some ways. It's a bit more spontaneous rather than just, spending some time editing some text and making sure my spelling and everything is right and taking forever. So here we go. Being pretty much New Year's Eve, I guess the first topic is what do I want to achieve out of next year. This year was kind of all about getting myself into the biggest pond possible, and that involved joining Google, and that's been something that I wanted to do for a long time, so it was really good to kind of get into that level of competition. And the internet business is what I love, but I guess reflecting at the moment, it's kind of interesting that there are just so many smart people in business, and that makes it really challenging. I think being in the JPAC market is really good because it gives me so much responsibility and so many opportunities, and that's great. But you can just see the people in North America, it's a tough game, and there are a lot of smart people in the game. So it's great, and I really think that JPAC is where I want to be, and the Asian market is just massive, and I really see a lot of opportunities there for me. That being said, what am I looking for next year? I want to get into an area where I'm meeting a few criteria. I want to get into an area with high profit margins. Really, it sounds stupid, but a lot of the time these days I think I used to work in a business where it had higher profit margins than Google. And it's kind of like, what's the point in working so hard if you can get higher profit margins somewhere else? And that sounds really bad, but then it's reality, right? Like, why work in such a highly competitive internet business where you could be making more money for less effort, higher profit margin, somewhere else? You could be like hauling concrete and making a higher profit margin because it's basically a monopoly here in Australia. And if you figured out a way of staying at the top of that concrete tree, as far as it goes, running a concrete business, then you would actually be making a lot more money for a lot less effort than you would in the internet business. So I'm not saying I'm changing jobs, definitely not changing jobs, but as far as investing goes, and as far as finding opportunities for potentially internet businesses or technology to help a business as a side project, that's the kind of thing that I'm looking for. Some kind of monopoly, duopoly, there has to be some kind of barrier to entry, hopefully low enough for me to get in, but still, a barrier to entry, whether it's a technical barrier or small financial barrier, something like that. The main thing, I guess, there has to be an element of mind share. People are often the biggest barrier to entry. Just getting your name out there, getting into the market, and then once you're in, it's like Telstra here in Australia. Once they're in with most of households, they're just such a household name that they're just impossible to move. And people will just opt into that option every time. It's not even an option. They don't even go out to market to think about alternatives. They just keep opting in. So you've got to get into that kind of position in a duopoly with a high profit margin. And I figure that's the success, the way to success in business. It's not glamorous. It makes you feel kind of lazy saying it, but then, that's reality. So I've just got to find these areas to get into, and I'm sure I'll be successful with whatever I do there. So that's my goal for 2011, to find these opportunities and move into these markets, have a presence in these markets, so that when opportunities open up in these markets, as they will once the National Broadband Network rolls out in Australia, I've got to be there, and I've got to have some kind of presence, whether it's developing a product myself, offering a service in my spare time, even, you know, coming up with this as my 20% project at work. Something like that. I just need to be there, because at the moment things are changing, and you know, I want to stay in Australia. I want to take advantage of these opportunities, and now's the time to do it. Just technology in Australia has been suppressed for such a long time. It's been so difficult for tech companies to get up here. You know, they sell off to US companies, and you know, that's kind of the easy way to success. So looking to start something here in Australia. So that's what I want for 2011. Thanks for watching.